Good morning. And I was going to turn my cup, but I realized that it doesn't matter which way I turn it. It's still going to say Winnipeg. Well, we'll aim it this way, and you'll have the Winnipeg Jets logo. Anyway, earlier this morning I woke up and I started thinking about the model and so on, and actually this model table business has become a huge part of my life. I go at it off and on, you might say all day long. Like here we are, it's 7:39 in the morning, and I'll probably be working at it at 7:39 this evening. Now, when I say I go at it all day long, I don't mean I'm here steadily all day long, but I putski at it for half an hour or whatever, and then usually I'll grab the camera and I'll take it into the other room and I'll edit up the video. And when I was winding up the Big Clock series about just around 4 years ago, I guess now, I was talking to my brother and I was telling him that I was getting, I wouldn't say I was getting tired of the Big Clock series, but I realized it was coming to an end. I was realizing that I was not going to have a place to actually put this big clock. and the fun of it was sort of the intrigue, you might say, was sort of coming to an end, because I realized that I was able to get my idea to actually work. The clock actually did keep time. I never made a dial and completed it or anything like that. And I suppose I should have. I know I said I was going to, but I never did. But you might say I was getting tired of it. I wanted to move on. And I was telling my brother that I was thinking maybe making a model. And at that time, it was way before we dragged the model table up the stairs and out of the basement and set it up to basically the way you see it right now. And this has slowly evolved into being a huge part of my life. And I shouldn't let it do that. I mean, there's other things far more important. Like yesterday when I went outside and was working in the yard and trying to make the yard look nice, getting rid of the old ladder and getting rid of that other thing that was in the back and stuff like that. That's stuff that I should actually be doing instead of sitting here and just enjoying myself. And I'm enjoying myself. Anyway, so this morning I was thinking about discouragement in this build, and I was thinking that as you will see when we do the rollback, we're getting more little parts. And you remember when we left step number 12 and started on 13, which is where we started getting the little parts, we are going to be going ahead here all the way through to step 23. That's when we stop looking for little parts. Okay, so I get to step 23 and I'm at the end of 22. And you know what we got to do? We got to turn the pages all the way back to 13 again, because that's when we're going to start dropping them down onto the deck. And I was thinking, when that happens, am I going to get discouraged? I don't think so. I don't think I'll get discouraged. I think it'll be okay. It'll be something different. We'll have the ship sitting here on the model table, and as Kevin said, that once I start dropping those parts down, it's going to start going really fast, and I think it will. Now, of course, we have to paint them first, but that shouldn't take too long. I can envision painting these things in half an hour. Yeah, I may not run the camera for half an hour, but And I'm going to have to remember the suggestion that Tony made. He says when you're doing these little mushroom vents, have the the airbrush set at low pressure and thin out your paint about 50-50. So I'm gonna actually take his advice, and I'm gonna do that. I'll thin out one of the jars. I think I've got about 3 of those number 56s, and I'll thin it out to 50-50, and I'll adjust the pressure right down, and maybe do a little bit of experimenting, see how low I can go, and just sort of take my time on it. I have a tendency to just saturate everything right away instead of just taking my time at it. Um, it's funny, I know how I should do it, but then when I actually come to doing it, I don't do it. Anyway, let's sort of roll back and see what we did yesterday afternoon and evening. Okay, we have had this conversation before, and that is this. Well, we've got all the pieces now for step 17. Okay, the J5s were the last of it. And as I said before, we're going to leave the anchor chain. Now, if we flip over to 18, there's quite a few pieces, but I think we can find them. And we should be able to mark them and get them stuck down somewhere. Now, if we go move over here to step 19 and 20, we move over to, we're still, I was going to say we move over to the stern, but we're not. We're still on the bow. They've just swung it around the other way. So we're still on the bow, and we've still got a few more pieces to get. Or is it a case of they want you to put stuff down? It looks like maybe they want you to put stuff down that you already got here in step 18. No, you know what? That's stuff that we made 2 or 3 months ago. That's what happens. Okay, well that's all right. That's even better. Okay. And it looks like it's all plastic parts. I'm not seeing any. Oh, photo etch. There's some photo etch right there. Okay, so now we flip over to step 21, and we're on the stern. Now the stern appears that it doesn't have too many pieces that we have to find, for the simple reason the G5s that go along here, we've already got them. Okay. So we don't have to get them. I guess what I'm trying to say is that by the time we get to step 22 and put the stuff down, like here it's calling for some G23s. Well, didn't we just make the G23s? If not, we can find them. There's not that many. Then we're starting on the superstructure. Okay, so I'm thinking that we should keep going and get all the small pieces made up and ready to stick down onto the deck. Now the deck's ready to go. It's just sitting over there by where the TV used to be. And anyway, that's another story. Okay, yeah. Let's just sort of go back here to step 18 and see if I can't find some of these pieces this evening. We still got at least an hour before I pass out. Okay. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time here trying to video nipping these off, but it looks like we need about 8 or 9 G2s on step 18 here. And these are the G2s right here, and I'm only seeing 2 on each sprue, so that means that there's a dozen of them. I'm just going to go ahead and get all 12, even though there's a real good chance we're not going to need them. If I don't video it, it goes really fast, and we'll get them mounted on blocks. the G3s, I'm noticing that we need at least 11 on this step. And I was noticing also that there are more needed on other steps further along. And that's these right here. There's a total of 24 of them. I'm just going to go ahead and get all 24. Okay, just do that 5 more times. Okay, this is the last one. It should go right here. But I'm going to put on the macro lens because when I was cleaning this up, I was noticing some really nice detail in here that Trumpeter's gone to the work to put in. As well as the what looks like latches and hinges and stuff like that. Well, I'll put the macro lens on and then we'll talk. Okay, now clearly we can see that there are 8 latches and hinges on here. I believe this is supposed to be a hinge, but you'll notice that if we get the light to fall just right, you can see that there's actually 3 or 4 little bolts. Looks like 3 little bolts that they've molded into that. Now that is very, very delicate. I mean, it's the sort of thing you need a macro lens to see. I don't think you could possibly see that with the naked eye. Well, maybe you could. Somebody with really good vision. Actually, I probably could have like 40, 50 years ago. But, yeah, interesting. And what is even more interesting is that as I'm sitting here right now at the computer editing this out, I'm seeing what you saw with the macro lens. I did not notice that those other hinges and latches had simulated bolts as well. Yeah, that's sure too bad that we're not going to be able to see that. Trumpeter did a good job on these, didn't they? The clock on the wall says that's all. That was one of the lines from Wayne and Schuster. I used to really like that. And, Jeff, if you happen to be noticing I'm not wearing one of your shirts, well, I changed it later this afternoon because I went out again and did some more work in the backyard. And I was going to be cutting up a bunch of dirty lumber, other than the ladder that you saw before. I think that's going to be it for this evening. So, thanks for watching, and all being well, we will see you in the morning. Now, I had originally been planning to systematically move from left to right on the page here so that I didn't miss anything. But I think we'll get it all. And being as we have the G sprues out right now, and okay, then the next G piece that we come to is G19, and we need 1 here, and then it looks like 4 over here. And it could but well be that when we get to the stern, they're going to want us to get some more. So I'm going to get all of the 19s, and that's this piece right here. Yeah, let's get all 6 of them. Okay, we've got them. And I think you probably want to see what they look like, right? So let's put on the macro lens. That way I'll get to see them too. Now you can see there where I removed the sprue, but I think that'll paint over it okay. Now, what is this right on the top there? Is that supposed to be detail, or is that where I got a little careless with my... No, that's just dust. Okay, today we're going to make a mark on the wall because I'm going to finally change the blade. Yeah, I was noticing when I'm trying to poke underneath here, to get underneath so I can pull the top off of this double-sided tape. Well, the point's broken off of this, and I've been talking about changing this blade for how long now? And it's not like, I don't have any blades. I think this is a package of 300. Okay, this should work better now. Let's just give it a little whirl here. Not really. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I like to do it a little bit closer to the edge, though. We'll get it. Don't worry. We'll get it. Maybe if I fold this down like this. Sometimes these peel off really good, and sometimes you go in too far, and then you also hook onto the sticky part that you're going to keep. There we go. It's coming. Maybe what I should have done was folded this one down here too. Well, we still can, right? Okay. All right. Let's get our little parts on there. Okay, we've got all the G2s and the G3s and the G19s. Now we need G35. I'm only seeing that we need 2 of them for the bow, but we may as well get all 6. We're probably going to need them on the stern. These are the 35s. Okay, when I was working with our 35s here, I noticed that I must have broken one of these, I believe they're number 4s, off of the sprue. It probably came off right there, because I've got 14 of them stuck down on the tape. So what I'm wondering is, why did I not get all of them when I was at it? Because I'm noticing when we get in further along in the manual, we do need more of these. Yeah. So I'm just going to grab these and get them down somewhere. I'm wondering if I should find a better place to put them than here. There's too much flap, you might say, in our tape here. They might stay on. Okay. We now have all of our G35s, and they are very similar to the G19s that we got earlier, but maybe just a little bit shorter. And I did transfer the G4s off of here. I think that'll be a little safer. Okay, off of step 18 here, we just need a couple of Q3s and 3 J13s. But I'm going to leave that for tomorrow's episode. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we will see you tomorrow.